Hi everybody, welcome back to Good Day God second episode. So today I want to talk about how you can get rid of a negativity and actually hear God. Because when we are negative, sometimes we're very emotional, we're not grounded, and we cannot be still, so we cannot hear God. So the first thing, the opening, is to talk about Psalm 46 verse 10. It says, he says, "Be still and know I'm God. I will be exalted among the nation. I'll be exalted in the earth." So talk about when you grounded, when you be still, you can actually hear God. And how can we actually do that during, so many negative things around the world? Well, give me another second verse that I'm gonna give is Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. Finally, brother and sister, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is amiable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such thing. I was like, okay, but what is considered to be right? What is considered to be pure? What is considered to be lovely, admirable, noble, true, excellent, praiseworthy? And then you go to another scripture. It is Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 and 23. Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 and 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. The law is not against such things. So those are the things we think about. And it's like, okay, slow down a little bit. What that's supposed to mean? When you actually, your heart filled with joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness, when your heart is thanksgiving, grateful, all the other stuff just stop coming to your mind, the negative thing, because your mind feel peace from God. And an easy way to practice it is to practice how to be loving and patient. I mean, it's counterintuitive because you're kind of like, that doesn't work if I say want to patient, you just get me more frustrated. So what happens is that instead of thinking you want to be patient and loving, just go to the other angle. Try to relax yourself. Try to think about things that you enjoy, that God have given you the right to. Like go to see, the zoo, or enjoy observing the rain. Go to a park and have a walk and just embrace the creation God gave you. And that alone will bring you some peace and joy. So stop thinking, stop doing this, that I want this. Just relax your whole body to feel the presence of God. And the other way to do it is to count your blessing. Like be grateful about small thing, and then you will see greater blessings. So maybe you may want to watch a film that is very different from your location, like talk about the war in Cambodia, and then all of a sudden you feel like, I'm so grateful that there's no landmine I can actually get trapped upon when I walk across the street. Or maybe you want to watch some video about Africa, the situation, to draw to you how much abundance you have, and you be grateful about it. And you can also look at triumph story, how people got survived out of a really difficult marriage or a difficult childhood. And you're like, oh, if they can do that, I can do that too. Just look at the good thing that's happened around you. And of course, part of it is also looking at the scripture, right? There is a scripture from Romans chapter 10, verse 17. Consequently, faith comes from hearing the message, and the message is heard through the word about Christ. So if you read about the Bible, you will find yourself in the character of God when you read it. The love, the patience God had for us. And you will just feel, because your faith is up when you read the Bible and you solely believe in the promises of God, that will help you in time of doubt. It's like, wait a minute, this counterintuitive to me, but hey, I believe in the God character. God had a plan to prosper me, not to harm me, and God is always with me. So knowing that, I'm not going to try by my own, even though it sounds counterintuitive to try to protect myself by deploying some kind of tactic. I'm just trusting God is going to help me through and avenge on my behalf. So I'm not going to be the first attacker to try to save my name through an actually, break out or kind of broke off relationship. I'm just going to trust that if I keep my mouth shut like the lamb, that God will be the one who justifies for me. I don't have to fear any slanders or anything happen to me, because God is a living God. He overcome the grave. He is a living God right now, that every moment He's with me. And so by taking that leap of faith, you will find that God always keep His promise. His promises never broke off, because it's an unchanging nature, and He's always a faithful God. And if you have doubt on that, just try something small. Let's say on a Sunday, instead of going to work, you just tell your boss you want to go to church, and be faithful that it's gonna be all right. It's just like, have the faith that God will work out your own salvation, work out your own life for you. And if something really happened that it doesn't really work out, then I'm sure God will have a plan for you, that you will get even a better job when you go to apply another job. That whatever God closed one door, He always opened another door. It's just a matter of fact how you see things growing. So one way that I can be sharing about is how God worked in my life. An example, He closed one door but opened the next door. So around the time I got sick, my math skill, my science skill kind of just go down. But I got other skill that I gained from it. I find out that I have interest in writing, and I'm blessed with it. And I find out that I really like to do public speaking, and I actually find it quite entertaining. And so although I lose certain skill when I got sick, God opened up the other channel for me as I try to move according to His plan. It's not pleasant when I got sick and I lost my math and science skill. It was kind of terrible. But if I have faith in God, you close this door for me because you will open other door for me. Just have that leap of faith and still obeying God's command while you have doubt. That's faith. Lots of people think faith is a feeling. It's not. Brother, faith is a lot of time is you have to move out your comfort zone to actually do it, to achieve it. Because it is where you have to go out of your comfort zone. You have to rely on God's ability to help you out. We go leaning on God in our trouble, getting closer to God. But you won't able to hear God if you're not grounded, if you're not still. So try to find all the peaceful things that you can think of, and sometimes you just act it out, to live it out. It may not feel like you want to do or know how to be kind and caring, but you cannot really be kind and caring without actually doing it. So it's like, if you try to, let's say I don't know that friend, but I try to think about way I can help that person. So I will start to notice things in the conversation where I can maybe point them to a direction. Maybe I can provide resources. When you try to put yourself in the shoes of another person and totally try to love that person practically, when you actually have that kind of mindset, you will find it's very easy for you to find a way to engage in a conversation with that person and to find resources that you can share with them. And sometimes it put external resources, but sometimes maybe something you can help them with. Let's say you notice that, they are having some struggle with finding job, and then you just go and your English is good, then you can try to proofread English for them, to reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed you're seeking job, and I know that there's a certain job that is kind of close to what you're looking at, and if you don't mind, you can, do a CV and I will review it and we can practice it. And that's just a great time together. Sometimes the most critical thing is to be that person, spend quality time, show your care, and one of this day they may come back, hey, what kind of God are you believing that you can rejoice all the time, whether you are suffering from health or when you lost a job, you're still cheerful. How can you be so caring to put so much on your plate about caring each other? Like every Sunday or Saturday, you will just give extra bakery good to your neighbor. How can you do that? When you do enough of the caring, you will see the ripple effect back to you. At the meantime, while you were not used to baking or not used to reaching out to people to help people out, by the act of doing it, when you do it sincerely, you will gain that attribute. You'll become more patient, you'll become loving and considerate. All because you have the choice to make and you decide to follow God when it is inconvenient. It's definitely not always convenient to do God's will. So I hope I kind of helped you to think about whatever is true, noble, right, poor, lovely, admirable, excellent, and praiseworthy. Lots of time, just take action. And you will feel it. You will feel it as you do it. You will, oh, giving is such a blessing. Giving just gives me so much joy when you try it. And when you try it, you will realize you complain less about things because now you have more things you can give thanks for than those you complain about. I would highly suggest you try out the method that I list out today.